CBBA Radio, el corazón de Houston.
Hello, my friends, and happy Monday. Coming live from Houston, Texas today. Rainy day, not as cold as it has been in this past couple of days, but rainy day, overcast. And hey, it is what it is. We definitely enjoying or, taking the rain as it comes because we had a time where we didn't have much rain. But you guys, I hope you guys are doing great. I'm so excited to be here and be sharing this space with every single one of you. I hope that you take away from today's episode a lot of wisdom nuggets. And what we're going to talk about is goal setting and overcoming obstacles. Have you had a plan or a goal that you want to reach, but then every time you try, things seem to get in the way and complications, either family or one thing there and that, and you just drop it. You say, nah, I'll do it next time. I'll do it next month, next week, next year. I am a bodybuilding competitor. So you guys, those of you who know me and who know the business of bodybuilding, going to the gym, yes, your workouts are crucial when it comes to having a competition, which is the goal, right? The competition, winning a competition, that's the goal. But to get there, to get to that stage, you have to work hard, meaning you have to do your workouts, meaning if the workout is at 5 in the morning, you got to get up at 5 in the morning and do it. If you got to get up at 4 in the morning and do your cardio, fasted cardio or just cardio, you get up at 4 in the morning and you do it. These are small steps that we have to take in order to accomplish that goal, which is the competition. Stepping on that stage the day of the competition, the bodybuilding competition. So if you're familiar with goal setting or not, goal setting is writing down that one goal or the set of goals that we want to accomplish. This being still the new year, still January, although it's flying by, we're still fresh. We still have that mentality of what we're going to accomplish this year. What are we going to do? What are we going to do differently than we did last year in order to get ahead, to step ahead and accomplish that one particular goal that has been avoiding us a lot of times. So when it comes to life, it's similar to bodybuilding. You have to go through a certain process. You can't rush that process, but you do have to get started. There is a saying that goes, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. In other words, just start, with what you have right there where you are. And in today's episode, I want to talk about things that may come in the way. I'm going to share some testimony, personal testimony and experiences that along the way have happened to me when it comes to reaching a particular goal. So you guys, welcome to this episode of Live with Adriana Johnson. Again, I'm excited to be here. I hope you guys get good takeaways from today. We will have some Q&As later. And for our next couple of shows, I'm having some amazing guests coming in. We're going to discuss, talk about beauty, talk about, fitness. We're going to talk about all those topics that are of interest to all of us. And if you have a certain topic that you would like us to talk about, go ahead and contact us. You can go ahead and reach us via Facebook. You can reach us at adrianajohnsonfitness.com. So, my friends, I started, and I wanted to share this, I started in bodybuilding, actually fell into bodybuilding because a lot of us bodybuilders never think of, one day I'm going to be a bodybuilder. It certainly was not my case. It was the last thing in my mind, and I do have some friends that are bodybuilders, but it was the last thing in my mind. And so the way it happened was I went, and life has a way of throwing a curveball and just pushing you the other way. When it comes to the crossroads, you're like, okay, now what do I do? Where'd I go? I thought I was supposed to be going this way, and instead I'm at this crossroads. So that's what happened to me about 3 years ago when I was going through a divorce and I was about to become a single mother. And so all these things are going to my head. I decided to do something for myself. So I decided to hire a coach and said, you know what? I'm going to work out just to get my mind focused on something else. Just a workout, a routine, just somebody to guide me and something that was going to take my mind away from things. And so it happened. I did. Started the working out, not to compete. I had no clue about bodybuilding, nothing yet. But I started the workouts, and those 45 minutes in the gym were like a relief for me. It was a way of me to forget everything else that was going on in my life, all the hardships, difficulties, tough decisions that I was having to make, and I enjoyed it. I decided to continue, and when I least expected it, my coach at the time, he said, "Well, I train bikini girls," and I was 45 at the time. Okay, you guys don't know my age now. 45 years old, and here he is telling me about bikini. This is the last thing on my mind. What do you bikini? What do you mean? What are you talking about? He goes, "Yeah, I train bikini for like bodybuilding." I said, "But bikini was the key word." Here I am. I am a mother, 45 years old. The last thing in my mind was to get in bikini, right? And so I said, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'll check it out. Little did I know that in bodybuilding there are different categories. And the first one, which is the least muscular, because to me bodybuilding was the muscle, the big ladies, and so that didn't really call my attention. But when I learned that there was a bikini division where you don't have to be as muscular or as big, I thought, well, maybe I could do it. And so I told my coach, Paul, at that time, I told him, okay, I think I might want to do it. I might want to train for it. How long do you think? He goes, oh, I can have you ready in 3 months. I said, no way. No, I've never done this. I'm not going to rush it. I don't know. 3 months. No, I need to mentally prepare for that if I'm going to do it. So we took it easy. And this was March. The competition that I ended up picking was not until October. So that was a goal. A goal was set in the midst of chaos because my life was chaos at the time. I was having to move. I was having to, think about this whole divorce thing, custody, and all these things were going on. My son moving to another school, he was going to another city. Where was I going to go? Anything. Anyway, so it was chaos. But in the midst of that, I had a goal now. My goal was this competition, this bodybuilding competition thing, and I was excited because it was a challenge. A goal becomes a challenge. So my friends, that is one way of getting excited and getting focused. When I realize, okay, it's a challenge, I'll do it. I'll train for it. We'll see where we end up. And I was nervous. Anyway, I was nervous in training, but we started the training. I started going now, not just to work out, but to train for a competition. And so I started reading, going on the websites, finding out about these bikini girls and what they looked like and what they had to do. And I asked my friend Tina Chandler. She is an Olympian bodybuilding. So I asked her, hey, Tina, I guess I was told that I need a posing coach. In bodybuilding, you need your coach, nutrition coach, but you also need a posing coach, somebody who's going to help you with your routine, with your posing. When you go on stage, there are mandatory posings or poses that you have to do. So I went to my friend Tina, and I asked her all kinds of questions, and she's a bodybuilder, and I said, Tina, I never thought I would be saying this, but here I am training for a bikini show. Would you be my posing coach, please? And so I felt comfortable with her. We started working together, doing the posing and then training with my then coach. And so I had a team. I said, okay, cool. I think this is going to work out. And I had that goal of the competition. The day came for October 2nd or 4th, I think. And I did not feel ready. I told my coach, wait a minute. I think I want to wait until another competition, maybe later in the month. I don't feel ready. I need about 4 more weeks or so. And he laughed. He said, no worries. We'll train for a couple more weeks. We'll continue to get you ready, and then you can go on. So from that time, October 2nd to October 28th or 30th, I think was the competition that I actually ended up signing up for. all kinds of things happened. I'm talking about things that complicated with the divorce, things, everything started to kind of collapse and fall apart, and everything that happened would happen, happened. And then the week of, peak week, which is the week prior to the competition, everything just started collapsing. I'm talking about, it's as if it was meant for Nina to step on that stage. You know, life started throwing curveballs at me. My coach couldn't go. Tina was not able to go. And so I was going to step on that stage, going that night to the hotel, to the venue, all by myself, to compete in a competition that I had never competed in before. But that was my goal. I trained hard. I did the diet, the meal plan, everything I did to get to that point. So I said to myself, I don't care. I have to step on that stage. That was my goal. We're here. I pay for everything. I am stepping on that stage. Doesn't matter if everything is falling apart. Doesn't matter. I need to be on that stage. That was the goal. I'm going to step on it because this chance might not happen again. I wasn't even sure if I was going to compete again in bodybuilding. But here I go. I got my bikini, my tiny bikini, because when you're bodybuilding, bikini, I realized there are certain measures, and so the bikini was tiny. So I'm like, it's a challenge. I got to do it. So I did. And the day of the competition comes. I get to the venue, clueless of where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. I just know I have to go on stage, and I'm asking all these questions. And the promoter was really, really good. Prior to the competition, I would message him and text him, and I wouldn't, I said, well, maybe somebody will reply to me with this question about the venue or about the time, this and that. I had tons of questions. Always ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. When you don't know about something, you're not familiar, just ask questions. People are happy to answer questions, and if they're not, then go to the next person. But always ask questions. Don't be afraid of to ask questions, and that's what I did. So this promoter, Matt, really, really nice guy, actually replied fairly quickly, and I'm thinking, this is the promoter to this show, who's super busy. Is he really replying to me like this unknown novice first time? Is he really taking the time to answer question by question? And I thought that was really cool. I felt, okay, cool. They kind of have my back. So that was awesome. I get there, the competition. I had called a cousin of mine to videotape that because I said, this is epic. Might never happen again. Come record me while I go on this bodybuilding competition and step on stage in this bikini at 45 years old. All right, so we'll do it like a documentary. And so he did. He showed up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, the day of the competition. And a friend of mine at the time who was going there to support me, I said, well, this is all the way in Galveston, which is 45 minutes to an hour from Houston. He shows up at 7 a.m. in the morning to support me. I said, okay, cool. And then a friend of mine with her husband show up the day of the competition, but not until later. So I realized, okay, I'm not completely alone. There's some people supporting me up to the point. And so anyway, I made it there. I got sort of like a team, 2 people, and then my friend who was going to go there later. And I was going to step on that stage. I was going to step on. So everything was ready. The big day was there. I had worked hard and trained at 5 a.m. in the mornings. And it was getting close. So you guys, what I want you guys to get from this is don't be afraid to do something different, to challenge yourselves. Something that's completely out of the box. Step out of your comfort zone, because that's where the magic happens a lot of the times. When we want to continue to play it safe, we don't grow. We might be missing opportunities that are just a decision away. And as I continue to share this story with you guys, you'll see where all of this craziness, that one decision took me. So not only did I end up competing, but the friend that Perry, who was my friend at the time, now my husband, ends up helping me backstage because I was clueless. He was a competitor bodybuilder as well, and so he said, "No, I'll help you out." And so he went with me backstage and helped me kind of pump up and warm up and go here, go there. Make sure you look at the list when you're gonna go. My name was not on one of the lists, so he made sure that they put it back on the list or they put it on the list. Anyway, I was clueless backstage, but he took the time to guide me backstage. And so I was very grateful for that. I had my friend over there taking pictures, and I not only ended up winning the show, my first time ever bodybuilding show, but I did not know that that night they were giving also, or the winner was getting a pro card, and that was in the GBO organization. So I became a pro, GBO pro, that one night when everything was falling apart, that 1 week prior to, and I just decided to go. No, I that was my goal. I'm gonna step on that stage, and let me tell you, every competitor that makes it on that stage is already a winner, because it takes tremendous sacrifice of sticking to everything, to that process, whether it be the workouts, the meal plan, the checking ins. Mentally, bodybuilding is a mental sport, and it helps you with everything else in life because it trains your mind. You have to learn about consistency and about discipline, you guys, and that comes very, very handy when it comes to life. So you guys stay tuned, because when I come back, we're going to finish. I'm going to tell you what happened. We'll be back after this.
CBBA Radio, el corazón de Houston.
¿Por qué hacer un podcast con CBBA? Sonido de alta fidelidad, gráficos, creatividad, social media conectada. Te entregamos tu grabación, promoción y publicidad. Creamos contenidos únicos y llamativos. Viste, somos los mejores. Reserva tu espacio y crece con nosotros. 2-81-7-45-4309.
CBBA Productions te presenta al mundo digitalmente. Con experiencia en mercado y comunicación. Te ofrecemos videos, streaming, diseños gráficos, campañas de radio y televisión, Facebook e Instagram, podcast. Estamos listos para lanzarte al mundo online. Ven con expertos y deja que te mostremos el camino al éxito. Llama ya. 281-745-4309. info@cbbaproductions.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to Live with Adriana Johnson. So I was sharing this story as a bodybuilder about my first ever bodybuilding competition in the bikini division. At age 45, I was a mother going through a divorce. And so I am there that night of the competition, about to go on stage. And I had my friend with her husband in the audience, my cousin, the photographer, cameraman, who I had called to record the whole thing, there in the audience recording me, and then my now husband Perry, who was just a friend at the time, supporting me, just in the audience, right? And so I'm there about to go on stage, and my friend comes backstage, sneaks through the little curtain, and she says, "Adriana, he's here." And I'm like, "Who? Who's here?" "Your ex." So my just happened to show up, right? And after everything that was going on that week, I'm like, this is the last thing that I need. Why is he even here? And anyway, I said, I don't care. I leave it in God, I leave it in your hands because I'm about to go on stage. I work hard for this and I'm going to go. And I was about to be called on stage. So the minute I step on stage, you have to be on. Once your feet hit the stage, you're on. You're on. So smile, posing my walk, and I'm walking to the X, which is the X spot in the middle of the stage where you have to walk and do your mandatories and smile. So there, sure enough, I saw my X out there in the audience taking video and pictures. Anyway, so I'm like, oh Lord, and do the pose, everything, and I was so I was happy, but I was a little nervous and everything else, trying to keep it out of my mind, what was going on in my life at that time. And so I was there smiling. They started to call fourth place, and this girl goes up, but I'm with the lights and everything. I couldn't really see who was next to me. So they kept calling names, fourth place, third place. And when they said second place, I'm standing there smiling, and I'm like, darn it. I didn't win because they're about to call the first place, and okay, I didn't place. That's fine. I made it here. First place, and I remember they called my name, and I was still smiling. I didn't hear it because I didn't think I won. First place, and they called my name, I think a couple of times, and then I look around. Oh, that's me. I was clueless that I had just won. It was such a surprise. I'm like, I could not believe it. I worked so hard for this. I would have never imagined that it was more than just winning. To me, it was more than just winning a bodybuilding competition. To me, was the reward for staying focused, for keeping my eyes on the goal, regardless of everything else that was going on, everything else that happened right before, stepping on that stage. Because I'm telling you, I could have just quit. And a lot of people do. A lot of people stop and quit when they're so close. And I'm going to share another thing that happened. When you're that close, keep going. Have laser focus. I mean, you're getting there because you're getting there. You set that goal and you're going to get there no matter what. Work your plan, stay focused, consistency, discipline. No matter what, things are going to start happening in your life. It's never going to be perfect. When you want to go from point A to point B, guess what? Things are going to be thrown at you. It's going to go like this. You think it's a straight line? No. It goes up and down, sideways, everywhere before you get to that goal. Distractions will come. And so I ended up winning that show, and I got the bug for the competition. So Perry, who was there in the audience, he ended up becoming my trainer, and he ended up then becoming my husband. So I had no clue, none of this was going to happen. And fast forward a couple of years later, so he becomes my husband. I get married again, even though I had said, no, never for me. I'm going to take a break. Never say never, right? So life was just one decision away from everything else falling into place. And so I wanted to compete again. I said, okay, this goal really helped me overcome other things in my personal life. It taught me about discipline, about consistency, about goal setting, and about staying focused. So let me compete again and continue, work that with my life. But it really helped when you have somebody who has the same or similar interests and who helps you now. You're not alone now. You have somebody who's there along the way to help you achieve that goal, the next goal. And so my now husband, became my trainer, and he kind of guided me in the sport. He had been doing it for a long time. And so I competed again. And what ended up happening, I have always been very open to feedback, to constructive criticism, right? Good or bad. And so I started in the bikini division, but then my body shape, I went to nationals. In the bodybuilding, you go local shows, then you qualify for the nationals, which, you can win your pro card. So I qualified for the nationals in bikini. I went to nationals, competed in bikini again. Did not place as well. Before that, I did another show and I placed top 3. But then I went to nationals for bikini. I said, I'm going to get my pro card, right? Well, no. While I was walking around, prior to going on stage, people were asking me if I was figure. So you have in bodybuilding, bikini, wellness, figure, women's physique, and bodybuilding. So bikini was the least muscular, less tone. Then you got wellness, which is, bigger thighs, bigger booty. Definitely not me. And so the next one over is figure. And then the next one is physique. So one of the trainers, or one of the promoters, also a bodybuilder, John Sherman said, hey, your body, your women's physique. And another coach, Harvey, said, yeah, women's physique. And then my husband, yeah, I think you got more potential than just bikini. So all these people were telling me that maybe bikini might not be my category, my division. And I said, man, but it's so nice, the walk and the heels, and I kind of like it, kind of dig it. And they convinced me, after not placing well in the national level in Pittsburgh, to try a local show and compete in the figure and women's physique. I said, no, women's physique, you got to take your shoes off. That's more like bodybuilding, more flexing, bigger. I think I'm going to compete in figure because I would still get to keep my high heels, nice and high heels and everything. And they kept saying, you might as well just do both. Might as well just do both, compete in both. See what happens, see how you place, where you place. I said, okay, fine. Another challenge. Fine, I'll do it. I don't know what I'm doing because I've never done women's physique. And then now I have to learn posing for a figure and then women's physique. Okay, I'll do it. So I took my time back in the drawing board now to learn, forget about my bikini posing, and learn figure, quarter turns, and then women's physique. The flexing, the routine, the mandatories, without the heels. Heels for women's figure and ditching the heels for women's physique. So I competed on both. I trained hard those 4 weeks in between, from bikini to women's physique and figure, because my body, I would gain muscle very easily. So that was not too good for bikini. Plus, my body, my frame was more for the other categories or divisions. And so it happened. I competed, right? I competed on figure and women's physique, and I ended up winning both. With first place on women's figure, first place on women's physique, and the overalls. So I won it all. And I'm like, wow. Another challenge that I took head on, and it paid off. And I'm like, this is a confirmation that, okay, women's bikini is not for me, or bikini division might not be for me. I'm going to check into figure and women's physique. Okay. I think I like women's physique better because I like the flexing and lifting heavier. And I didn't know that about myself. I learned that, I could ditch the high heels from figure, but I still liked it. And I ended up falling in love with women's physique. So, long story short, that win was a confirmation for me to continue on that path. I said, okay, I'll try now back to train hard and now compete at the national level. So that's what I did. I did a local show. I won women's physique. So that was another confirmation, right? That women's physique might be the thing for me. Might be my division. After I said, no, that's too big. I don't want to get that big, and I want to keep my high heels, Anyway, on stage, never say never. Always accept, have an open mind when it comes to bodybuilding, what other people see, your body, where it would fit better. And this goes for everything in life. Be open-minded to feedback, because sometimes we're so stubborn and we think that we belong here. No, don't tell me that I have to move somewhere else. No, I like my place here. Be open to feedback from others, to advice, and take it with a grain of salt, but be open to it. You never know, it might lead you to point you in the right direction. So I ended up going to the nationals. I ended up winning the nationals. Well, first, before that, I went to Pittsburgh, back to Pittsburgh, at the Universe, NPC Universe. And I competed in both women's figure and women's physique. I placed third. First and second place got the pro card, IFBB pro card, and IFBB pro card is wow. You're in the league now, the big leagues. So I was so excited. I trained hard and I visualized, just okay. That I'm going there. This is the nationals. This is like, wow. All the best of the best are going to go compete. And boy, when I got there, those girls were on point. I'm talking about every single one of those competitors was on point. Shredded, looking great, perfect hair, makeup, everything. And in life, you're gonna see, you start comparing yourself to others, whether it be in business, whether it be like a venture that you're doing and you're, in that competition, you go to a network or you go to an event, you see other business owners, you start comparing yourself. You're like, ooh, am I even that good? Am I even supposed to be doing this? I'm not as good as them. But never compare yourself, because some might be up here ahead of you and you're still here, and some might be starting off. So when you compare yourself to others, it's not really a fair comparison, because you might not be in the same level. Some might have been in the business or in the game longer than you have, meaning they have more experience, they have, more wisdom, they have some advantages that you just do not possess yet. But do not get discouraged. So this happened when I went to MPC. We got stuck in the airport, you guys. Again, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So we go to New Jersey, but we had to stop in Nashville. And I don't know if you guys remember, that was in July last year. 2022. Not 2023, I'm sorry. And that's when all the flights started to be canceled because of the weather. We arrived in Nashville and our connecting flight to New Jersey got canceled. So there we are, stuck, right? Luckily, my husband had packed, because when you're in bodybuilding and you're in a meal plan, you pack your meals everywhere you go. We're with a little Tupperware. That's our meals. And so he had packed meals for a whole day, just in case we needed extra meals. We're going to be at the airport. And so just in case. Well, those meals were the lifesaver, because we ended up staying stuck at the airport in Nashville for the whole day. And I was supposed to be checking in the following day, right? On Wednesday. That was a Tuesday. And so we're freaking out. My husband's like, no, we got to put you in another flight in a different airline. We checked in because they said, okay, there's a plane leaving. We go to the TSA, check in the bags. Never mind, it's not available. Go to the carousel, get the bags. We did that 3 times. Go to the TSA checkpoint and everything 3 times. And so finally, the flight that was available left at 8 p.m. And when they announced everybody on flight so-and-so going to New Jersey, we're starting to board the plane. Everybody just screamed, because we had been there all day since 9:30 in the morning. So we couldn't believe it that a plane was actually leaving. And while we waited, I had brought my band, so I was, working out and at the airport and eating my meals. And I didn't care. I had a goal. My goal was to win. But as you know, or you guys might not know when you're in bodybuilding, a lot of walking and being on your feet, on your legs especially, might affect you negatively. Meaning, you get water in your legs, they're not as shredded. And so I think that affected me a little bit when we got there. So we get there at midnight to New Jersey. And I check in and do everything, hair, tan. I get the hair and the tanning by the people there. And then I got lines on my tan, and my makeup was not right. Anyway, everything, again, was going the wrong way. But there I go. So I said, I don't care. I have a goal. I'm here to get my pro card. First and second place for all the divisions would get a pro card. And I placed third. You guys, that feeling of working hard, and when you go over there on stage, first place, second place, and your third place, first and second get their pro cards, boom, second place, pro card, and you're standing to first and second place, working, having worked your heart out, and you get third, and you're so close. I was so close to getting that pro card. I got stuck at the airport for a whole day. I made it there. I worked so hard, and I get third place. And so I told my husband, you know what? I'm not stopping here. He was doing a show a couple of weeks later, 3 weeks later, in Pittsburgh. I said, you know what? Since we already paid, I'm gonna go with you, and we pay for the hotel and the flights and everything. I'm just gonna sign up. I'm not gonna stop here. I'm so close to getting that pro card. I'm in third place, right next to first and second who did get their pro cards. I'm not gonna stop here. I'm so close, I can taste it. So then my coach, Chris Darby, he said, well, then get ready to suffer. And I said, bring it, because I want to win that pro card. So 4 weeks later, back on the drawing board, back on the meal plan, back on the workouts. I said, I don't care. I'll do it. So I focus. And you guys, when you're that close, listen what happened. You cannot stop. You cannot stop. Do not quit when things get hard, when things are thrown at you from every corner, because they will. Do not stop. Do not quit. So I went back training hard, and we go to Pittsburgh. Man, and this time I visualized holding the pro card. When I was doing my cardio, I was visualizing like it's so real. I'm so close. I'm going to get it. And so that helps a lot. When you see yourself somewhere, when you see yourself there, don't think about the process. Just see and imagine yourself already there with that confidence. And I imagine looking at the judges and yes, I'm going to win that pro card. So we get there to Pittsburgh 4 weeks later. And I'm ready. I'm just like, that's it. And if I don't win it at this one, I'll compete in the next one. There's plenty of ones before the year ends, but I'm so close. I'm not going to stop. And so we get there, and again, it paid off. That challenge, that laser focus paid off. I ended up winning not just one pro card, but two. I competed again on women's figure and women's physique. Figure and women's physique. I ended up winning my pro card in both divisions. So not only did I win one, I won two in both divisions. When I first started out thinking, man, and I thought I was just going to do my one little bikini show and that was it. I had no idea what staying focused and taking on a challenge and just put your heart and soul in it. I didn't know how much that was going to pay off and how it was going to bring about this great change. I ended up meeting amazing people. I've met some amazing friends. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about what the mind can achieve, what we can achieve when we keep working hard, when we stay focused on a goal, when we keep our faith up, because we cannot do it alone. And bodybuilding, just like everything else in life, your strength only goes so far. Yes, you can lift the weights when it comes to bodybuilding and fitness. Yes, you can do the meal, but it's a mental game. You tend to second guess yourself, self-doubt. Why am I even doing this? Am I even good enough? Is it even worth it? What's the point? That is when our faith comes up. And so to me, that was a lot of learning experiences. But when we come back from the break, I will tell you 3 tips, how to stay focused in achieving your goals. We'll be back right after this.
CBBA Radio, el corazón de Houston.
¿Por qué hacer un podcast con CBBA? Sonido de alta fidelidad, gráficos, creatividad, social media conectada. Te entregamos tu grabación, promoción y publicidad. Creamos contenidos únicos y llamativos. Viste, somos los mejores. Reserva tu espacio y crece con nosotros. 281-745-4309.
CBBA Productions te presenta al mundo digitalmente. Con experiencia en mercado y comunicación. Te ofrecemos videos, streaming, diseños gráficos, campañas de radio y televisión, Facebook e Instagram, podcast. Estamos listos para lanzarte al mundo online. Ven con expertos y deja que te mostremos el camino al éxito. Llama ya. 281-745-4309. info@cbbaproductions.com.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Adriana Johnson, live with Adriana Johnson here. And we were talking about goal setting, overcoming adversity, obstacles, which is common in everyday life. We have to, one of my great quotes comes from Rocky, the movie Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, that you got to fight back, when life knocks you down and tries to keep you down, you got to fight back and get yourself back up. Why? Because it's not about not being knocked down. It's about getting knocked down, but being able to get back up. The comeback, the resilience, being able to recover and learn from your mistakes. Don't be walking around, I made this mistake. People who have accomplished anything in life have made tons of mistakes. The ones who haven't are the ones who haven't tried anything. Nobody's perfect, and everybody will tell you. All the Google and Amazon and all these big companies, a lot of them started in a garage. They didn't wait to have tons of investors and money or these big fancy offices. They just started. They went ahead and said, let's just start small. Let's just start doing this and start working what we believe in. And, we'll grow. But they went ahead and got started. So my friends, whatever goal, whatever dream or passion or thing that you want to accomplish that you've always kept in the back burner, whether it be for self-doubt or because you think you don't have the time or the resources, make sure you just get started. Do whatever you can with what you have at the moment. So tip number 1, when it comes to overcoming obstacles and working towards your goals. Tip number 1, get started. Get started. And many of the greats will tell you this. None of them were perfect. None of them had everything they needed at the very beginning, but they got started. And along the way, they got the supporters because people started to see that this person had a passion. This person was focused, was persistent, was consistent. Well, let's help him see where he goes. So when people see that passion, that determination, they get excited. They want to help. And I have met so many people along the way, some amazing people in the bodybuilding fitness industry that have become great friends throughout the years. Something that I never expected. New friendships, new connections, new partnerships, people that help you grow, who cheer you on, who are there for you, who support you along the way. And so you never know by making one decision, by deciding to go for it. So tip number 1, get started. Tip number 2, things will come crashing down and tumbling down when you make that decision to go for it, because they will. Somebody will need a surgery, your car might break down, it's raining. Today is raining, so I started my show when it was raining. Really hard. But I said, I'm going to make it because I got to be there. Rain or shine, it doesn't matter. Put that in your mind. Be determined to make it. Be determined. Determination. Determined. In face of adversity, keep going. Keep going. Tip number 2. Tip number 3, trust the process. You guys, don't try to rush anything. from anything in life takes time. It's a process. There's a certain steps that you need to take. Learn, study, research, because we're not born knowing everything. And in my case, and I'm putting again bodybuilding as a scenario, as an example, because it's so similar to life, to everything's in everyday life. In bodybuilding, I had to learn about many things, about the proper form of workouts. It's not just lifting some weights randomly. To making the muscle mind connection. You're not just doing your reps. Now you have to like really make sure that you're taking advantage of the negatives, mind over, you're working the biceps, make sure you're connecting and you're thinking about that muscle when you're exercising. I learned about the right posing. I learned about, more being on stage, about other competitors. You learn so much about the business, so much about it. And so whatever industry you're in or you want to be in, make sure that you inform yourself, you read, you start hanging around with people who are in the same industry, connections, whoever you surround yourself with is very important. So surround yourself with people that have similar interests or who have similar interests when it comes to the industry that you want to delve into. So you guys, keep in mind that nothing is easy, nothing happens overnight, but you might be one decision away from living your best life, from living your dreams, from achieving that goal. And the year's still January. We're still at the beginning of the year. You can go back. It's not too late. A lot of people quit or just leave the New Year's resolution midway through January. Don't do that. Go back, look at them, study them, and say, you know what? Make a decision. Make a decision. Laser focus. Whatever it takes to get there. It's going to take sacrifices because nothing is easy. But whatever it gets to take to get there, make sure that you trust the process, that you stay consistent, that you stay disciplined. And in the process, I promise you, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. A lot. You're going to discover that there were things that you were doing that were a waste of time. Things that you were doing that you could have been doing better. Making better use of your time. Or maybe adding things to your life. Getting up earlier or having a routine that will make a great difference when it comes to running your everyday life. And so when you do that, not only are you going to feel proud about yourself for going and having a goal, and you're going to be excited, you're going to be motivated now for that dream, for that goal. So you're going to have that motivation. You're less likely to get depressed because now you're working towards something. You're not just waking up, going to work, going back home, going through the motions. Now you have something that you're working on, something that you're growing, something that you're building. And when that happens, you get that enthusiasm, that motivation. Now, be careful when it comes to the motivation, because motivation doesn't last forever. It's the discipline. So when you start working towards a goal, you establish a system and you go through the process. And what's going to happen is it's going to be repetition. Doing a set of actions every single day consistently. That's going to get you closer to your goal. And you can apply this to anything else in life, not just for that one goal, but everything else in life. Family, finances, if you want to get somewhere financially, or, in general, anything else in life that you put your mind to. And just remember, things are going to come, and sometimes they're going to go wrong. They're going to go backwards. You feel like you're going to take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. So don't get discouraged. Do not get discouraged, and keep on going. If you have any questions, if you guys want to send us a message and tell us, hey, whether you want to share your story or if you want to learn more about accomplishing your goals and let us know what other topics you want to know, send us an email, Adriana Johnson or adrianamotivation@gmail.com. Again, we'll put that here at the end, adrianamotivation@gmail.com. You can also go at adrianajohnsonfitness.com for more information. I ended up from the bodybuilding becoming a fitness trainer, motivational speaker, and I enjoy helping others because it's my way of giving back. It's my way of saying, you know what? I know where you're starting out. I started out, I was there at some point, and I'm still in the journey, but it's so rewarding when you're able to give back from things that you have learned along the way. And it feels good. It feels great because the purpose of us, many of us here, is not to just take knowledge and take. It's also to learn, but to give back, to leave this world better than we found it, to make our mark, to shine our light. And we all do it a different way. And the world needs your particular light, the way you do things, the way you deliver things, the way you carry on a message. So to all of you wanting to reach something new this year, 2024, the year's still young, make sure you stay focused. If you want more advice, I got a couple of other tips to the first people that email me at adrianamotivation@gmail.com. You will get an ebook on goal setting as well. So send those messages. Let us know if you have a topic that you would like us to cover. Next week, you guys stay tuned. I have an amazing guest. And the next couple of episodes you do not want to miss. So again, we're going to cover everything from beauty, fitness, nutrition, everything that you can imagine. Do not miss it. We're here every Monday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. You can check with us at cbbaradio.com. That's www.cbbaradio.com, or on Facebook Live or Instagram. So, my friends, this is it when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to overcoming adversity, because it comes to every single one of us. And I grew up and I was fortunate enough to be blessed with a family, with a mother, with a grandmother, brother, sister, and a father, and a husband who support me. And this is a team. Nobody gets anywhere alone. We all arrive with a team. That team, whether it be your family, your spouse, but it's a team. Your trainers, your friends, your co-competitors. So you guys keep going. Do not quit. Set that goal and go for it. Adriana Johnson here, IFBB Pro, and I will see you next Monday.